Hi everybody, how are we doing? Welcome back to my channel, Boomy Reactions. I am Boomy and I'm just going to jump straight into part 2 of this video, guys. So there's not too much of a gap in between where we've left off with Ryan. Let's just play. Glacier National Park, that is where we are up to, guys.
To visit Glacier National Park. One of the most popular things you can do in the park is drive on the Going to the Sun Road. It's this incredible route that cuts through the mountains, and you'll have a high chance of seeing some wildlife. The first place I went to was the hike to the Hidden Lake overlook. We parked at the Logan Pass Visitor Center and made the 3-mile round trip hike. I mean, it was at the end of July and there was still a ton of snow up there, which made the hike fun. The whole way is full of incredible views. We came across some marmots and a mountain goat. The overlook is absolutely stunning. The lake backdrop with the Bear Hat Mountain is just so unique. Now, aside from Hidden Lake, there's just so many other places to explore. I mean, I'm barely scratching the surface. You could spend several weeks exploring all the treasures of this park. Now, another beautiful place in Montana is Flathead Lake. It's about an hour outside of Glacier National Park, and it's a great place to stay if you plan on going to Glacier. The lake is absolutely huge, and the water is so clear and enjoyable to swim in during the summer months. We stayed at this incredible Airbnb right on the lake, and we kayaked out to one of the islands. I mean, it was just so nice to spend a few days here relaxing on the lake. I couldn't recommend it enough. After, we're going to head down to Wyoming to visit Yellowstone National Park. Now, one of the most famous places in Yellowstone is the Grand Prismatic Spring. It's the third largest hot spring in the world with a depth of 160 feet, and from above it displays a remarkable rainbow color. You can walk on the platforms around the spring, but you'll get the best view by taking the short hike up to the Grand Prismatic Spring overlook. Another iconic spot in the park is Old Faithful. It's one of the world's most famous geysers because of its reliability. It erupts around every 90 minutes and the boiling water can reach 185 feet high. You can also make a drive up to the Upper Falls. It's one of the most powerful waterfalls I've ever seen. Another less popular but just as stunning spot is Mammoth Springs. I went there first thing in the morning and it was magical with all its mist coming off the hot spring terraces. Now, while we're still in Wyoming, we're going to head over to the nearby Grand Tetons National Park. I have to say this is one of my favorite national parks. I just love the incredible scenery and the unique jagged shape of the Grand Tetons. I mean, there's tons of hikes to go on. One of my favorites is to Delta Lake. It's a somewhat challenging hike, but when you reach the top, you're rewarded with a blue Gatorade colored glacier lake that has the backdrop of the massive Grand Teton Peak.
Now, in one of my last videos, I think it was actually the last video that I watched of Ryan, and he mentioned this, and I think I asked all of you what the reference to the color of the lake being like Gatorade was, because being outside USA, I have no idea what Gatorade is. Turns out it's a blue drink, so the water is just very, very blue. Thank you for letting me know, viewers.
It was just hard to beat the location of the spot. When I went there, I just had to jump in the water. I have to say it was some of the coldest I've ever been in, but nothing makes you feel more alive than a polar plunge in some glacier water. Another one of my favorite places in Wyoming is Green River. It's a set of mountain lakes right in the Wind River Range. One of my favorite features of the area is the view of Square Top Mountain. It's this incredibly shaped peak that kind of reminds me of Half Dome in Yosemite. I mean, it's a great place to hike and enjoy some of Wyoming's raw nature. After, we're going to head over to eastern Wyoming to visit Devil's Tower. Now, this is one of the most interesting rock formations in the US. The tower is 867 feet tall and sticks out like a sore thumb across the landscape. It's been a sacred place for Native Americans, and it was made the first national monument back in 1906. I mean, what an incredible spot. Now, afterwards, we're going to head over to nearby Mount Rushmore. Now, located about a 2 hours drive away in South Dakota, Mount Rushmore is one of the USA's most distinguishable features. It took 14 years to sculpt this memorial and was completed in 1941. The faces of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln are carved into the granite mountain. I mean, such an incredible feat if you ask me. Now, from Mount Rushmore, you can make the short drive over to Custer State Park. This place is honestly stunning. I didn't know places like this existed in South Dakota. One of my favorite features of the park is the cathedral spires. They are such an incredible rock formation and just a short hike to get there. Now, while we're still in South Dakota, we're going to head over to Badlands National Park. This 244-acre park is full of incredible canyons, pinnacles, and spires. I just love the range of colors and the layered rock. I think the best way to see the Badlands is just by driving through on the scenic byway. There's also plenty of hikes to explore this beautiful
So how
place.
did the Badlands
Now
get
after,
their
we're going to
name?
head up to North
So many
Dakota.
questions.
Now this may be one of the least visited states in the US, but it definitely has some charm. It's home to historical small towns and cities such as Fargo, which is the largest city in the state, also a great TV show. North Dakota is also home to plenty of wildlife such as bison and the black-tailed prairie dog. Now afterwards, we're going to head over to Colorado. I think Colorado is one of the most beautiful states in the US. It's home to jagged, rocky mountains, endless aspen trees, and great ski resorts. The capital city of Colorado is Denver. It's nicknamed the Mile High City with an official elevation of 5,280 feet above sea level. Now Denver is quite the city. I lived here for a few months and really enjoyed it. There's a lot going on. You can visit the historic Union Station or take a walk in its many parks. One thing that's great about Denver is that it's close to some really cool places. One amazing destination outside the city is Mount Evans. It's about a 2-hour drive from Denver, and you'll be able to drive up the highest paved road in North America to an elevation of more than 14,000 feet. The views are incredible at top there, and as you scale over 9,000 feet in elevation, you'll drive through 5 different climate zones. Now if you're into history, you can stop at the Mesa Verde National Park. Now it's located about a 7-hour drive from Denver. Mesa Verde is home to the largest archaeological preserve in the US. It's best known for its Cliff Palace, which was built back in the 12th century. Now afterwards, we're going to explore Monument Valley. Now located right on the Arizona-Utah border, Monument Valley is known for its towering sandstone buttes and is often the backdrop to many movies. And it's hard to believe how tall these buttes are until you see them in person. They tower a whopping 1,000 feet above the desert floor. Navajo legend describes these buttes as carcasses of past defeated monsters. Now one of the best views of Monument Valley is at Forrest Gump's Point. You'll get that iconic shot where Forrest decided to end his run. Now afterwards, we're going to visit the Grand Canyon, known as one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. It's a 1-mile deep, 277-mile-long gorge that has been carved and sculpted by the Colorado River. The Grand Canyon is home to endless activities and forms of exploration. Nearly 5.5 million people come to visit this canyon every year, and it's easy to see why. While we're still in Arizona, we're going to visit Sedona. Now located in the north of the state, about 50-minute drive outside of Flagstaff. Sedona is the perfect mixture of red rock with green pine forest. One thing interesting about Sedona is that it's believed to be home to vortexes, which are centers of energy that are perfect for meditation, self-exploration, and yoga. All of Sedona is considered a vortex, but one of the strong centers of energy is at the vortex of Bell Rock. People claim that there's just something magical that energizes you as you hike the rock. Even if you're not into vortexes and meditation, Sedona is a great place to go hiking and do other outdoor sports. I mean, just such a special place. Afterwards, we're going to head to New Mexico to visit Shiprock. Now this may be one of the most random and unique rock structures I've ever seen. Me and my brother went here a few weeks ago and it lived up to the hype. What I think is so interesting about Shiprock is the volcanic spines that lead up to it. They are just these massive rock walls that seem to go on forever. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. The rock is sacred to the Navajos. They named it the Rock with Wings. Now from far away, the rock doesn't look that big, but up close, it's huge with a height of 1,583 feet. I mean, just such a bizarre place. Now after, we're going to head over to New Mexico's capital, Albuquerque. If any of you are Breaking Bad fans, you'll know the iconic series was filmed here. One thing that I think is awesome that they do in Albuquerque is hold an international balloon fiesta, which happens during the first week of October. I mean, such a beautiful sight that fills up the New Mexico horizon. Now, another beautiful place in New Mexico is White Sands National Park. I mean, I've seen a lot of sand dunes in my life, but what makes these ones special is their striking white color. Located about a 3-hour drive from Albuquerque, the dunes are made up of the mineral called gypsum, which gives them their unique color. If you ever find yourself in southern Mexico, make sure to visit this national park. Now afterwards, we're going to head over to Las Vegas. Now located in the very southern tip of Nevada, Las Vegas is known all over the road for its flashy hotels and endless casinos. It's this massive city that's built right in the middle of the desert. When you visit, you can take a drive down the strip or visit some of the country's biggest casino hotels. If you want to escape the city, you can venture out to the Valley of Fire State Park. It's located about a 45-minute drive outside Las Vegas, and it's home to striking red rock formations. And what an incredible place.
Oh,
Now
yes.
afterwards,
I
we're going to
remember seeing
visit
this in the
Los
last
Angeles.
video.
Now located in Southern California, about a 5 hours drive from Las Vegas,
That'd be
Los
cool.
Angeles is the second most populous city in the US. It's famous for its Mediterranean climate, diversity, and it's basically the capital of the entertainment industry. I personally don't love LA, but there are a lot of amazing things to do there. You can visit the Griffith Observatory to get great views of the city, or go check out the Santa Monica Pier. Now from LA, you can head into the California desert to visit the Trona Pinnacles. Now located about a 3 hours drive outside of LA, the Trona Pinnacles are made up of over 500 rock spires with some over 140 feet high. I mean, it's an alien landscape out there, definitely worth checking out. After, we're going to head up to Idaho to visit the
Mars
Sawtooth
landscape. It looks
mountain
so
range.
cool.
Now located in central Idaho, the Sawtooths are incredible mountains named for their jagged peaks. Me and my buddy Jake did a backpacking trip here, and it was an incredible experience. We started our trip at Redfish Lake and took the last boat ride over to start our 8.6 mile round trip hike to Saddleback Lake. And we got there while it was dark, but when I woke up, I couldn't believe the view. We were right next to a giant rock wall and pristine lakes. I just couldn't believe how blue and clear the water was. I had a great time going for a morning
Absolutely
swim, and I found this
breathtaking.
perfect spot to do some cliff jumps. I mean, it's just hard to beat the feeling of being deep in the mountains, enjoying some alpine lakes. The Sawtooths are such a magical place. Another cool place in Idaho is the St. Anthony Sand Dunes. I mean, this place is bizarre. It's over 10,000 acres of sand dunes right next to some farmland. I mean, it just feels so out of place. But the whole area is the
Like, the
ultimate
contrast is
playground. Some of the
crazy.
dunes reach 400 feet high. Now, if you love riding dune buggies or dirt bikes, this is the place you gotta go. My grandparents live nearby, so I've come here many times. Whenever I'm here, I feel like I'm in Dubai or somewhere exotic. It's just such an epic place you gotta visit if you're ever in Idaho. While we're still in Idaho, we're going to head over to Shoshoni Falls. Now located on the
Shoshoni
Snake River,
Falls.
Shoshoni Falls is referred to as the Niagara Falls of the West and is 212 feet high and over 1,000 feet wide. You can park right by it, so it's not too difficult
So
to get to.
lovely.
I mean, honestly, it's such an incredible place you got to visit if you're in Idaho.
I love the
Now,
waterfalls.
after Idaho, we're going down to
I just love
Utah
them.
to visit the famous Bonneville Salt Flats. The Salt Flats are
Yes.
located about 2 hours west of Salt Lake City. It's one of the
They're so
craziest
still, they look
locations
like a
in Utah
mirror.
and the
Like it
world.
just mirrors
It's
the
basically
sky.
30,000 acres of mud covered in a layer of salt. There's no vegetation, so all you see is white and the surrounding mountains. The Salt Flats have been featured in many music videos and movies such as Pirates of the Caribbean. I love
Yes,
coming
yes,
out
yes,
here
yes.
and just messing around on the salt, whether it's setting up a tramp on the salt flats or jumping over my car. Since the salt is completely flat, the world's fastest land record has been set here. If you do go, be cautious about driving on the
Daredevil,
salt
Ryan.
because you can sink your car if the salt isn't dry. Now when it rains, the salt flats become the world's largest mirror, and it's just a truly a surreal place that you have to visit if you're ever in Utah. After, we're going to head down to
Amazing.
Moab. Located in
Moab.
Utah, this may be one of the best places to go if you want to be at the center of the action. There's so many things and places around Moab you can do and explore.
What am I looking
One of
at
my
right
favorites
now?
is the Fisher Towers. It's just about a 40 minutes drive outside of Moab. It's home to the Teton Tower,
What
which
was
is
all the
claimed to
color
be the
there?
largest freestanding rock tower in the US with a prominence of 700 feet. I mean, freaking crazy. You can do about a 4-mile round trip hike and experience all the towers from below. I mean, just such a cool hike with incredible views. Also, there's the nearby Castle Valley, which is home to impressive mesas in the Castleton Tower. Now, another cool spot right outside of Moab is Corona Arch.
Yes.
I remember the first time I
I've
saw
seen
this place was in Devin Supertramp's video where they made a giant rope swing off of it. Now, to get to the arch, it's a fairly easy hike of 2.4 miles round trip. If you want to avoid the heat, I recommend doing the hike early in the morning or in the evening. I mean, it's just such a beautiful arch. When you stand under it, you realize how huge it is. The nearest national park to Moab is Arches. It's located just a few minutes outside the city. It's home to one of Utah's most iconic symbols, the Delicate Arch. Now, to get to the Delicate Arch, it's about a 3-mile round trip hike. When I reached the arch, I was just amazed how huge it actually was. I just had a good time exploring the area and witnessing one of Utah's most famous locations. Arches National Park is also home to more beautiful rock formations that you have to check out. Now after, we're going to visit Zion National Park. Now Zion is just out of this world. Pictures and videos don't do it justice. It's home to steep red rock cliffs that are thousands of feet high. One of my favorite and most famous places in Zion is the hike to Angel's Landing. It's about a 5-mile round trip hike that's famous for its sketchy chain trail. We crossed the bridge over the Virgin River and headed up the trail. We hiked up some steep switchbacks until we reached the top. Angel's Landing is famous for its 1,000-foot drop-offs and chains that lead the way. I did the hike in the winter, so it was icy at times. I bought my 360 camera so I could get every possible angle of the trail. I was able to reach the top and the view just blew my mind. I was able to see all of Zion's Canyon. It was just surreal. If you can handle the heights, I hope you can hike Angel's Landing sometime in your life. Afterwards, we're going to visit Bryce Canyon National Park. Located about a 2-hour drive from Zion, Bryce Canyon is famous for its crimson-colored hoodoos. There are more hoodoos here than anywhere else on Earth. When you visit Bryce Canyon, the best viewpoints are on its rim of the amphitheater, such as Sunrise and Sunset Point. You can also hike down the canyon to get up close and personal with the hoodoos. If you come in the wintertime, the white snow contrasted with the orange rock creates an incredible sight. Definitely add this to your USA bucket list. After, we're going to head over to the Florida Keys. So the Florida Keys are a Coral Cay archipelago located right off of southern Florida. It's basically the American version of the Bahamas. What's really impressive is that all the islands are connected by a road, making it one of the coolest drives in the US. I was out in Florida and I really wanted to drive all the way to the end of the Keys. When you drive on the bridges, you'll be able to see the blue Caribbean Sea. One of the most impressive ones is the 7-mile bridge. At the time of its construction, it was one of the longest bridges in the world. I mean, it just looks like it never ends. The final destination on the Keys takes you to the city of Key West. It's the most southern place in the continental US. After the Keys, we're going to visit Miami. Now, located in southeastern Florida, Miami has a lot going on. If you love warm weather, amazing beaches, and a great nightlife, you gotta give Miami a visit. Summers may be hot and humid here, but it's a great place to come during the winter months. Another one of Florida's major cities is Orlando. Now located in central Florida, Orlando is one of the most visited cities in the world, thanks to more than a dozen theme parks. One of my favorites is Universal Orlando. I really wanted to come to visit Harry Potter World. You can experience the magic of Hogwarts or take a walk down Diagon Alley. Just make sure to watch out for the fire-breathing dragon. Afterwards, we're going to visit historic St. Augustine. Founded all the way back in 1565, St. Augustine claims to be the oldest city in the USA. It was settled by a Spanish conquistador and was the capital of Spanish Florida for 200 years. Today, the city is full of history. Now afterwards, we're going
all the terracotta in the buildings, it looks like somewhere in Spain, doesn't it? I'm not surprised by what Ryan just said. It looks so different, doesn't it? What a beautiful place.
to head back up to Alaska to visit Anchorage. Now located on a peninsula in the Cook Inlet, Anchorage is the largest city in Alaska with over 40% of the population living there. One cool thing about Anchorage is that it's equal distances to cities such as Tokyo, Frankfurt, and New York, and it is a 10-hour flight from 90% of the industrialized world, making it a major hub for international cargo flights. Now from Anchorage, you can make the 2-hour drive to one of the most wild places in Alaska, Denali National Park. It's home to the Denali Mountain, which is not only the highest point in North America, but it's also the third most prominent and isolated peak in the world. I mean, it's just a behemoth of a mountain. Now, after Alaska, we're going to head back to Hawaii to visit the Big Island, now also known as the Island of Hawaii. This is the largest and youngest of the Hawaiian Islands. It's also the most volcanically active, so you got to check out the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. If you can, I definitely recommend taking a helicopter flight to see the volcanoes from above, or you can take a boat tour to see the lava from the sea. I mean, just such an unbelievable place. Now, the next island over is Maui. If you want to relax and just have a good time, Maui is the place to go. It's full of incredible resorts, beaches, and snorkeling spots. One of my favorites is Black Rock Beach. It's this great beach located by some resorts, and what I like about it is there's a fun cliff jump spot. It's also a great place to snorkel,
I
and you
don't think I
might even
could.
see some turtles while you're there. You can also visit the Haleakala
Turtles!
National Park to experience the sunrise or sunset at 10,000 feet high. Now for our final destination, we're going to visit the island of Oahu. Now of all the islands in Hawaii, I have to say that Oahu is my favorite. I lived here
Wow.
for almost a year, and it was just some of the greatest times of my life. I mean, if you love
Oahu.
hiking, surfing, and adventures, Oahu is the place for
Swimming with
you. One of the most
dolphins.
popular places on Oahu is Waikiki.
Waikiki.
It's the perfect combination of city and ocean. The beach is lined with high-rise hotels and shops. It is a perfect place to surf and catch some waves. Another one of the most famous places on Oahu is the North Shore. The North Shore is 17 miles of coastline that is home to some of the greatest surfing in the world. One of the most well-known beaches on the North Shore is the Bonsai Pipeline. The waves are created by a super sharp and dangerous reef that causes the waves to break just right. During the winter months, some of the most popular surfing competitions are held here, and the waves can reach over 20 feet high. If you get a chance, you gotta visit Hawaii at least once in your life. There's just something magical about those islands. Well, that is it for my USA Top 100. Let me know where your favorite place is in the USA in the comments below. I also started a relaxation channel, bring some peace and nature in your life. I did a film on the USA, and I think you'll really enjoy it. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at shirley.films. It's Ryan, and we will see you later.
Oh, thank you, Ryan. See you later. Oh my gosh, guys. There's just so many places, and I don't think I can actually decide which one of them I would most like to visit. Oh, I don't know. Niagara Falls is an absolute must. Ryan's videos have shown me how beautiful Alaska is, so 100% I want to do a cruise to Alaska. Is it Mesa Verde? Because I'm a little bit of a history nerd, so I'd really, really like to go there and find out more about the history of those little building-looking things. Again, I like history, so I would love to visit all the New England kind of places. And Vermont, oh my gosh, like the wildlife. I believe there's quite a good amount of wildlife that you can see out there, and the foliage just at autumn time, it must be absolutely stunning. But I know one of our viewers did comment and say that a lot of America have this beautiful foliage around the autumn time. So I'd be spoilt for choice, honestly. The Florida Keys, I would love to visit Florida for obvious reasons. And oh my gosh, and Nevada, I'm spoilt for choice. California is an absolute must. I would love to do a tour. I wouldn't like to commit to just one or two places. I think the best way to do it would be to tour all around the USA. And that way you get to visit as many places as you like. But I imagine that would probably take a long time. So maybe I don't know. Has anyone ever done it? How long did it take you? How did you do it? Did you just rent like a big RV type thing? I imagine it takes weeks at least to get all the way around the US. I would love, 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 love to do it though. Oh my gosh. Just visit everywhere. Like have a checklist of every state that you need to visit, which is gonna be all of them. I've decided. Anyway, oh my gosh, I love Ryan's videos. He's introduced me to an awful lot of beautiful places in America that I actually didn't know existed. So I'm very, very grateful for that. Thank you for watching this video with me, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.